Hey there, and welcome to the final episode of this mini series of Unmuted Voices. I'm Aisha, founder and chief communications coach at Start in the Beginning, longtime market research executive, and author of the upcoming Unmuted Voices How We Hear Accents and Learn to Judge Differently. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you for walking this journey with me through fears, breakthroughs, and the powerful, messy work of reclaiming your voice. Today, we're talking about the most important question: what's now? Because unmuting isn't a finish line, it's a practice, it's a lifestyle. Let's get into it. So let's recap quickly. Over the season, we've explored so many things: why we go silent, why it's not your fault, how public speaking fear is really about visibility, how internalized bias shapes the voice in our heads, and how to build courage and set boundaries even when misunderstandings happen. And we had the privilege of learning from incredible guests. We tackled accent bias with John, why sometimes it's not what you say, and how the world hears you. We explored what it means to reclaim your voice after silence with Simone. We uncovered how bias shows up at work with Mariama and how to navigate it with clarity and power. We learned about the communication tools we should have learned sooner with Mike, and we dug into how to choose when to speak and when not to speak with Sabu. All fantastic, fantastic people. I am so grateful to all of them. Across all of it, we shared practical steps, and you know that's my jam. So let's organize it one last time. If you want to unlearn silence, start by noticing when and where you shrink and name the moments where fear show up and gently challenge them. If you want to speak with more confidence, shift from performing to serving your audience. Remember, nerves aren't weakness, they're a sign that you care. If you want to stay visible after setbacks, set boundaries. You can clarify once without explaining yourself into invisibility. Know that misunderstandings are an occupational hazard of doing courageous work. Voice work is never done. It's a living, breathing practice because you are living, breathing, and evolving. All right. And if you want more information on some of those things that we learned, please feel free to go back and listen to those episodes. They are some real gems. All right. And as we think about voice as an ongoing practice, here's what science tells us. Your brain, through something called neuroplasticity, is built for change. Every time you use your voice, even in small ways, you are literally rewiring your brain. And when you meet setbacks with self compassion and not judgment, you recover faster. You build resilience. Add to that a growth mindset, the belief that your voice isn't fixed, it can grow, adapt, and strengthen. Your voice isn't something that you find once and keep forever, it's something that you practice and build for life. So, as we think about long term strategies to sustain voice development and growth at work, practice, participate consistently. Even brief comments matter. Make them meaningful. Advocate for others. Use your voice to amplify, not just speak, right? Call things out at work when you see someone else's voice being muted. In a gracious way, you can allow for others to also amplify their own voices. In life, speak up for your needs. Set and hold boundaries with care and not apology. Think of your voice like a muscle. Muscles don't grow with one big lift, they grow with consistent, repeated use. All right. And so there are some practical tools that you can use on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that are going to help you build that muscle. You can use a voice journal. Every week, reflect on: where did I use my voice this week? Where did I hold back and why? What's one word I want to embody next week? Placing yourself in the future version of yourself is really powerful mind work. Another one you can do is a micro actions list. You can commit to one small voice act daily. Send the email, ask the question, share the idea, set the boundary. Small, consistent action will build a stronger, more sustainable voice than you've ever had. And the journey doesn't end here. I've been sprinkling a little bit about my book throughout the series, Unmuted Voices: How We Hear Accents and Learn to Judge Differently. And it is now available for pre order. We could not be more excited to push this gift out into the world because it's not my story. It's the story of so many smart, impactful, powerful people, leaders, and emerging voices. And it is absolutely time for this concept of accent bias to continue to be more deconstructed, amplified, and understood. And so the book goes deeper into how voice bias and belonging all intersect. As I wrote in the book, finding your voice isn't about erasing fear. It's about deciding that your story matters more than your fear. And that's on servant leadership. And because I want to end this season with something really special, I have a gift for you. I could not help myself. Next week, you'll hear a special bonus episode, a roundtable of incredible guests sharing their stories of silence, return, and resilience. We'll also be featuring stories from you, our community, because unmuting isn't something that we do alone. Trust me, you'll want to hear the collective wisdom of these amazing three folks. And for those of you who want to keep on learning silence and growing your voice, I am opening up a very special, very intimate space, Unmute, an 8-week communication lab. This is designed for a small supportive circle, just 6 participants per cohort, and it's for high performing professionals and leaders who want to stop second guessing their voice and start speaking with impact. Over 8 weeks, we'll unlearn silence, learn how to speak freely as yourself, learn to speak up with clarity even under pressure, let go of habits that dilute your presence, speak with confidence, whether you're asking for that raise, pitching your business, or telling your story. And we are going to walk into 2026 communicating like the leader that you are. Classes start in November. And if you're interested, you can join the early interest list in the show notes. Before we close, I want to take a moment to say a real honest thank you to you for tuning in, for listening, for reflecting, for sharing these episodes with friends and colleagues. To our incredible solo guests, John, Simone, Mariama, Mike, Sabu, who shared their stories, their insights, and their voices with such honesty and generosity. Fantastic, fantastic people. Thank you all for sharing your collective wisdom with us. And to this growing community, thank you for trusting me and for trusting yourself to start this journey towards unmuting. It has been an absolute honor to walk this season with you. If you remember nothing else from this season, remember this: your voice was never broken, it was waiting. It's not about being fearless, it's about deciding that your story, your truth, your voice matter more than your fear. Thank you for being part of Unmuted Voices. I can't wait to see and hear the spaces you'll take up next. Until then, your voice belongs here. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk soon.